Hi, my name is Winsley, and welcome to my video discussing the new terraforming events that came with the free Herbert patch that came out alongside the Aquatics DLC. I thought that it might be interesting to dive into this topic because I have a feeling a lot of other people are discussing Aquatics. So I started up this empire to try and find some stuff to terraform, and it was taking a long time to actually generate the events. So I reached out to some people on the Discord, and they were able to help me find the console command to generate some of these events. I myself don't actually use these that much, so I may not understand everything about them and how they tie to the events, but what I thought was really interesting is that these events offer you a couple little opportunities. There aren't a lot that are multiple stages that lead on to other things. There was one that I found that gives you the ability to make a decision once you've colonized the planet to make it really, really good, but for the most part, they're pretty simple. I don't think it saw this world for whatever reason. I might need to put in the ID for the world. See, it's not working on my first try. I know that the numbers at work are multiples of 5. There's one. So this one just gives you minerals. Most of them give you an option, but that's the first one that I was able to get to generate here. That's what I have in my notes for this number, so that makes sense. That's good. If I go to 20, I think I might need the planet selected. To get that, it needs the country, so I need to put 0 in here. And you'll see, okay, this is one where we actually have an option, engineering beauty. You can either give yourself a permanent +10 amenities on this planet, or you can give them more immigration pool, more happiness. I'd probably take this one. I think happiness is generally more useful. I could be wrong about that, but I love that you've got these little options to make terraforming more interesting, more competitive potentially in the mid or late game. But not all of these are good. I think the next one that I'm going to try and generate should be a bad one. Yeah, this one creates blockers. There's another one which is pretty different. It's an entirely new modifier. Yeah, this gives you a lot of habitability, super useful. It changes the name. This one, if you take that option, it looks like it's the same option on both of these things. I can't seem to get the one where it gives you the planetary thing. Is that 40 actually? It may be 40. Yeah, this one's the planetary Gambit. If you want, you can take this thing, and then once you take the planet, it will give you an option in the decision menu. I think I can load up a save to do that very quickly. But yeah, one of the interesting things about what I heard from one of the devs is that some of these events depend on what you're turning the planet into, and some of them depend on what they are being transformed from, and other events depend on if you're a thing like a hive mind or not. And there's one that will be different depending on, or it will only occur if you're transforming a world from something into a Gaia world and you have pops on the planet. So I have a feeling that one's probably pretty good. I guess it could be bad, but I'm assuming that's a good one. So yeah, if we come in here, we can take this option, which costs 500 energy, 1,000 minerals. Not too much if you're terraforming. It takes 10 years, but then it makes the planet give you a lot more energy. So that's a pretty good one. When you compare it to the one that just gives you 300 minerals, it's not nearly as good. I was able to get events to generate all the way up to, I think, this number, 95. Nope, it's not generating now. Maybe because I'm not on a planet that can be terraformed or something like that. I don't know exactly. Let's enter this one. Yeah, this gives me a weapons catch archaeological site, which is pretty cool. It doesn't look like it worked properly on this planet, but generating archaeology sites is pretty special. It seems to me like there may actually be more than 13 terraforming events, but it could be that some of these are tied to other parts of the event, and that's why it's getting a little bit confusing for me. I had one time where I think Engineering Beauty gave me the option to take districts, minerals, or something else, and then another time when I generated that, it only gave me the option to get the districts. So I could be a little confused on how this all ties together. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Sharing the video would be awesome because I'd love for this one to do a little bit better than some of the stuff I've done in the past. I'm trying to make it shorter, concise. We'll see how it goes. I know that some people were talking to me about the new mechanics for the civics and the traits, like the Aquatics one, and strategies that you may want to use. For example, somebody was saying that I should look into whether or not it's better to take ocean world habitability as your core habitability, or something like tropical or continental if you're going to take the aquatics trait. Because right now, if I go to my secondary planet, I have 100% habitability on my ocean worlds, but it's going to be harder for me to take on other things that aren't exactly my core habitability. I also might want to look into the new gas planet anomalies, but yeah, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you around. So I just realized how easy it is to generate the two events I was talking about earlier, the one for a hive empire and the one for terraforming a planet into a Gaia world while there are people on it. So I just quickly wanted to show off the options that you get. So if you're a hive mind, you might be able to turn a planet into a hive world, or take a bunch of influence. That's pretty useful regardless of what stage of the game you're in. Both those options are quite nice. And then if you're turning a planet into a Gaia world while you got people on it, it can make it so that world produces even more from the jobs that it gets. I think Gaia world gives you plus 10% anyway, so that's going to jump that up to plus 20%. Also allow you to make more districts on the planet. Really nice if you want to pile all of your pops onto that planet. And then the last thing you get is a malice on your happiness. It makes it so that your people are less happy. So that could be a problem. It could actually reduce your production from your jobs quite a bit. It depends on if happiness is useful for your empire. If you're dealing with something like a hive mind, they don't deal with happiness, and I think they can benefit from Gaia worlds. But yeah, just wanted to quickly point out that those are the two really interesting options that I mentioned earlier but didn't show off.